You are listening to the Embrace the Mud podcast, where we dive deep into the beautiful messiness of life and relationships. This is the space where we explore how to align with your authentic self, build real connections, and navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and purpose. I'm your host, Dara Posner, an alignment strategist, blogger, and podcaster, here to guide you on your journey to living a life that's truly yours. Hello and welcome to the Embrace the Mud podcast. It feels so good to be here with you again, especially as we step into a new chapter together. If you've been a longtime listener or if you are connected to me on social media, you might notice that things are shifting a bit around here, and I'm so excited to share what that means. As many of you know, I've spent years diving deep into the dynamics of relationships, helping you navigate the ups and downs, the joys and challenges, and everything in between. But over time, something became crystal clear to me, and that is that the foundation of every strong relationship is alignment, not just with each other, but most importantly, alignment with yourself. So today, we're going to talk about this powerful intersection where self-alignment meets relationship harmony, because when we're truly aligned with who we are, our relationships can't help but reflect that same sense of harmony and balance. So let's dive in. All right, let's start by talking about alignment. What do I mean when I say alignment? Alignment is about being in tune with your true self, your values, your needs, your boundaries, and your deepest desires. It's about living a life that feels authentic and true to who you are at the core. When you're aligned with yourself, you're in a state of flow. Life feels a little easier, decisions become clearer, and there's a deep sense of peace that comes with knowing you are on the right path. And this isn't just about the big, life-altering decisions. It's about the everyday choices you make, the way you show up in your relationships, and how you navigate the world around you. But here's the thing. When you're out of alignment, it shows up everywhere. You might feel disconnected, frustrated, or constantly at odds with the people around you. And nowhere is this more evident than in your relationships. Have you ever felt like you're just not on the same page with your partner, no matter how hard you try? Or maybe you've noticed that you're always compromising, sometimes too much, just to keep the peace. If so, you might be dealing with a case of misalignment. When we're not aligned with ourselves, we tend to seek external validation, or we try to mold ourselves to fit someone else's expectations of who we should be. This, of course, can lead to resentment, frustration, and a sense of loss, like we're not really being seen for who we are. And it's easy to blame the relationship when things don't feel right, but the truth is, the root of the issue often lies within us. When we're out of alignment, our relationships become reflections of that inner discord. We might attract partners who mirror our own insecurities or who push us further out of alignment. It's a tough cycle, but the good news is this is something that can change. So what happens when we start to align with ourselves? What does that look like in our relationships? When you're truly aligned with who you are, you bring a sense of clarity and purpose into your relationships. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to ask for it. You can set boundaries with love and compassion and communicate your needs without guilt or shame. An aligned person doesn't need their partner to complete them. They're already whole. Instead, they seek a relationship that complements their life, that adds value and joy, but doesn't define their worth. This kind of alignment creates space for both partners to be themselves fully and freely without fear of judgment or rejection. This is where true relationship harmony happens. And of course, this isn't about perfection, because we all know there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. It's simply about two people coming together from a place of wholeness and creating something beautiful, something that's greater than the sum of its parts. Now, I know this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually achieve this kind of alignment in our lives and relationships? Well, it all begins with self-awareness, which you've heard me say many times on this podcast. So you need to take the time to really get to know yourself, your values, your needs, your boundaries. Ask yourself, what lights you up? What drains you? What are your non-negotiables in life and in your relationships? I find that journaling, meditation, and spending time in nature are great ways to deeply connect with yourself. Next, practice mindfulness in your interactions. Notice when you're acting out of alignment, like when you're saying yes when you really want to say no, or when you're staying silent when something needs to be said. It's in these moments that we can course correct and bring ourselves back into alignment. Finally, don't be afraid to set boundaries. This is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining alignment in relationships. A boundary isn't about keeping people out, it's about protecting your own energy and ensuring that your needs are respected. So, as we move forward with this new focus on alignment, I want you to know that we're still going to be talking about relationships because let's face it, they're a huge part of our lives. But now we're going to be looking at relationships through the lens of alignment. How can we bring more alignment into our relationships? How can we use our relationships as mirrors to help us grow and evolve? We'll be diving into all of these topics and more in upcoming episodes, and I can't wait to explore this new direction with you. Do you find yourself questioning the depth of your partner's love for you? Wondering if you're just asking for too much or if you've chosen the right person? I get it. I've been there too. And that's why I created the No More Unmet Needs Workbook, your budget-friendly guide to achieving consistent emotional satisfaction in your relationship. In the face of unmet needs, it's really easy to unknowingly perpetuate the cycle. But the good news is it's simpler than you think to break free and experience the fulfilling connection that you deserve. Drawing from my personal journey and from my experience as a coach, I've honed a proven strategy over the years, and now I get to share it with you. In the 4-step, 16-page workbook, you will be able to eliminate any doubt or confusion about your needs, get clear about the difference between your core needs, actionable needs, and your desires, and communicate your needs like a pro by employing a simple yet powerful template to express your needs anytime with clarity and confidence. If you are ready to bid farewell to unmet needs and the confusion surrounding them, then the No More Unmet Needs Workbook is for you. And as a podcast listener, you get to enjoy 10% off by putting in the discount code GOODLOVE, all one word, GOODLOVE. Just head over to mudcoaching.com/shop to download your copy of the No More Unmet Needs Workbook today. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. When you're aligned with who you truly are, your relationships will naturally reflect that alignment. They will feel more harmonious, more fulfilling, and yes, more free. And isn't that what we're all striving for? A life and relationships that feel free and true to who we are? If you're ready to start your own alignment journey, I am here to support you. Whether it's through a 90-minute strategy session or a deeper dive into alignment coaching, we can work together to help you live a life that's fully aligned with your authentic self. Just visit mudcoaching.com or click the link in the show notes to learn more. Thank you so much for joining me here today on the Embrace the Mud podcast. Until next time, keep loving, keep growing, and keep embracing the mud.